Senators, how say you? Is the respondent, Donald John Trump, guilty or not guilty?
A question which Congress has wrestled with for 2 months. The impeachment drama had reached its final act, but the ending had long been predicted.
Mr. Casey, guilty. Mr. Cassidy. Mr. Cassidy, not guilty.
2/3 of senators needed to vote to convict the president of abuse of power and obstruction of Congress, but they failed to get even a simple majority.
It is, therefore, ordered and adjudged that the said Donald John Trump be, and he is hereby, acquitted of the charges in said articles.
But there was one notable dissenter from the president's party, the man who was his predecessor as the Republican nominee.
The president's purpose was personal and political. Accordingly, the president is guilty of an appalling abuse of public trust. Corrupting an election to keep oneself in office is perhaps the most abusive and destructive violation of one's oath of office that I can imagine.
Mitt Romney was at times emotional as he spoke and says he expects abuse from the president for his vote. Mr. Trump denied he'd pressured Ukraine's president to investigate his Democratic rival Joe Biden for corruption, and almost all his supporters agreed.
It certainly isn't impeachable. It's not even wrong. Quite to the contrary, this is exactly the sort of thing the American people elected President Trump to do.
Democrats tried and failed to call witnesses like former National Security Advisor John Bolton. Instead, the impeachment trial became a daily soap opera which lacked new characters and with the same script lines endlessly recycled.
The Senate should convict President Trump, remove him from the presidency, and disqualify him from holding future office.
The votes to acquit came less than 24 hours after the president delivered a triumphant State of the Union address, saying the economy has never been stronger and bringing his supporters to their feet.
Our spirit is still young. The sun is still rising. God's grace is still shining. And my fellow Americans, the best is yet to come. Thank you. God bless you. And God bless America. Thank you very much.
Nancy Pelosi, Speaker of the House and architect of impeachment, caused huge controversy with her response to the speech. It epitomized America's yawning political divide, but may alienate independents. For Democrats, removal through impeachment was always going to be a long shot, but the tactic may have backfired. He's still in the White House. It's now up to the voters as to whether Mr. Trump should be evicted. Ian Woods, Sky News, Washington.